Good morning, sports fans. Today is Monday, August 24th, 2026, and I am going to watch myself on YouTube for about 20 seconds to confirm that everything is working as it should be. Let's see. The old soundception. Nice. Look at that. Voice is good. Sound is good. So far, so good. But I shouldn't speak. I should be careful about that because as soon as I start to congratulate myself on setting up a live stream, it goes haywire. So I'll be conscious of the streaming gods. The streaming gods might smite me midstream just for being positive about the fact that I could set it up. All right. So today is Monday. It is still, as far as I know, the dog days of summer, but we are approaching the tail end of the dog days of summer. We have the New York Knicks as your 2026 NBA champions. And we have the New York Jets, the longest playoff drought in North America. The four major American sports, your New York Jets have not made the playoffs in 15 years, going for that magical 16th year in a row. Looking poised to do it. Looking poised to do it this season. I imagine they will win more games than they did last year. So last year they won 3 games. They win 4 games this year. That will be, check that box. But they will certainly not be in contention for a playoff spot. They will not win enough games. They will not win probably more than 5 games if I had to guess. And so we will go into the 16th year. We will approach 6,000 days. 6,000 days. It's coming. All right, so the name of the show is Good Morning Sports Fans because we say good morning to you, sports fan, and we also kick it off in the only way we know how, by asking and then answering a simple question here. A single simple question. Were the sports good? Were the sports good in the last 24 hours, according to you, the sports fan that watched these games and then rated them numerically on a scale of 0 to 10, and then provided your review of the game in question? So when you take a lot of games, you take a lot of sports fans that watch them, and then you take the average of those ratings on those games from those sports fans, you wind up with a number that is used to numerically see how we did. So in this case, we got a 6.6. Very solid in terms of the inventory and then the activity. So the variety and the leagues in action is starting to climb, starting to show signs of being back into the fall season. The sports calendar essentially has 2 peaks and 2 valleys. First peak is certainly in January into February and March. And then there is a little bit of a lull in June and July. Traditionally, this summer we got very lucky. We were blessed with the World Cup. And so there wasn't really that much of a lull. But certainly after the World Cup ended on July 19th, you had a solid month where, yes, baseball, yes, WNBA, yes, the trickling in of the Premier League. Sorry, not the Premier League. The first and foremost La Liga, then I think it was League One, then the Premier League. So you have three out of the 5 international leagues back in action. Oh, Major League Soccer. Sure. Major League Soccer was one that never stopped, but Major League Soccer is just a mess. I don't think Major League Soccer even knows what they're doing. So, long story short, we're now starting to see the second peak of the sports calendar starting to kind of gain momentum here, gain some meaningful leagues starting back up week over week. And so as we approach September, certainly with college football coming back this week, and I think, by the way, that's when we'll end the dog days of summer. Now that I'm saying it out loud, you're no longer in the dog days of summer. If football is being played, that counts. Football is being played, that counts. When football is being played at the collegiate or professional level and the games count towards your win and loss record, aka not preseason, then I think we're officially out of the dog days of summer. So this peak that we are starting to hit here, we're starting to see, as evidenced by the fact that there's 8 different leagues in action yesterday on RateGame. 8 different leagues. And you can see up top the green where we're adding ratings to the league total. Those are the 8 that are in action. If you scroll down here, it lists them out for you. So we had baseball with 15, English Premier League 3, La Liga 3, Serie A 4, WNBA 4, League 1 3, MLS 2, NFL 1. So there was something for everybody yesterday. Something for everybody yesterday on the sports calendar. We had 635 ratings on the platform, which is super healthy. Another leading indicator that we are, in fact, back. And at this pace, we will hit 1 million in 3.1 years. So, as I said before, during the dog days of summer, when we had, 100 ratings here, 200 ratings there in the last 24 hours, now we're starting to see closer to what we'll call cruising altitude. I imagine when everything is back in action. I'm talking NBA, NHL, NFL, college football, college basketball. Whew. My goodness. I imagine we'll see consistently 1,000 rating days. And that's when we can start to see a true forecast here for the 3.1 years to hit 1 million. I will be in shambles if that's the case. So 6.6, solid night, 35 games, 8 leagues in action, 635 ratings on the platform. That means not just yesterday, but all time. And 345 ratings on the game window. So if anybody asks you, how are the sports? You can say pretty good, solid. Nothing to write home about, but also not terrible. All right, so from here we go back in the New York groove. Now that we answer the question, have some highlights prepared, some stuff that I've bookmarked that we can watch and we can see. Okay, because we've graded the sports. What were the best? What was interesting? What happened in the last 24 hours in sports land on Planet RateGame? So we'll go back to this guy, but then we'll swap and we will take a look at the New York Mets and Cody Senga, who is their current closer. He slotted in nicely to the role, but as is tradition with the New York Mets, any cool thing that the New York Mets have going for them is a ticking time bomb. Certainly this season. So we have, in this case, Cody Senga, used to be the starting pitcher for the New York Mets, has a couple cool pitches. One of them is called the Ghost Fork. So the Mets have leaned into that, and every appearance so far that he's had, at least at home, they have like this little cool montage for him. He's on the road now. So he's pitching in Chicago, facing the White Sox, who have just had a very entertaining and fun season for the faithful there in Chicago. This is Cody Senga pitching bottom of the ninth. He's the closer, slotted into the closer role. He's been getting a couple of Senga saves. Tristan Peters says, not so fast last night. Listen in.
3 balls and a strike. Tristan Peters smokes this one to center field. It is Ewing backing up at the wall. It is gone! Tristan Peters walks it off in the ninth. 3 balls and a strike.
It's just like such a good sound. It's a great sound of the wood there. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Is it back? Maybe it's back now. I was trying to say if there was any sound that I miss and feel bad for, it's my own. No, if there's any fan base that I can cheer for without feeling animosity towards, because I've just seen how much suffering they've been through, it's the Chicago White Sox. The Chicago White Sox have been abysmal for as long as I can remember, pretty much since I think the Pope was spotted at that Game 5, the World Series. So, yeah, did they walk off my team? Sure, but who hasn't? Who hasn't? The Mets have just been a piñata for the entire Major League Baseball Association this season. So, congratulations to the White Sox. What a fun season you're having. I hope that this carries over to the playoffs, and we will see in very short order here. All right, so going back to the board, we have, Catch of the Year candidates. So elsewhere in the show, there was, I think it was the Nationals. Yeah, here we go. Nationals versus the Miami Marlins. Get down over here. We had this catch yesterday, calling it the catch of the year.
Hernandez skies one out to left center. Young back near the wall. Does he have it? Yes, he did. Woo! Runner around second. Lopez is easily going to be doubled off. Jacob Young in his home state scales the wall and robs Heriberto Hernandez. Catch of the year, baby! Cannot believe it here at Lone Depot Park.
Climb that fence. Oh, play in the backyard, baby. And then just have the wherewithal, make the throw. Get the double play. Who's number one? Yeah, that's right, Jackson.
That's awesome. I love this reaction.
Hernandez skies one out to left center. Young back near the wall. Does he have it? Yes, he did. Woo! Runner around second. Lopez is easily going to be doubled off. Jacob Young in his home state scales the wall and robs Heriberto Hernandez.
Great pronunciation. And robs Heriberto Hernandez. Whew. What a catch.
Catch of the year, baby.
Cannot believe it here at Lone Depot Park.
Climb that fence. Oh, play in the backyard, baby. And then just have...
That's amazing. Looks like he was like on the video board.
Catch of the year, baby.
Cannot believe it here at Lone Depot Park.
Is that a fence?
Climb that fence.
Grabbing?
Oh,
my God. Perfect time.
play in the backyard, baby. Wow. And then just have the wherewithal, make the throw. Get the double play. Who's number one? Yeah, that's right.
Pitcher's got to love you for that. Pitcher's got to absolutely love you for that. All right, so transitioning to basketball now. Of course, we have FIBA once again showing us the perfect recipe on how not to promote any. Hey, what's going on? Good morning. Good morning, sports fan. The perfect recipe for how not to promote a tournament that features arguably two of the best players in the world, probably 1A, 1B, if you had to ask me, Wemby and Joker. So this is the final of some tournament that I'm just not following or paying attention to because nobody told me about it, and it's not anywhere on the social media feeds that I monitor and follow, any of the accounts. Just crazy to me. I just don't understand how you have this kind of talent playing each other in a competition, and nobody knows about it. It's not on TV anywhere here, and you're getting highlights like this, and it's like, wouldn't you want people to know about this? Because people would probably watch if they did. Here is the championship in some tournament that I'm just not familiar with, but apparently Wemby and Joker are playing again in the championship. They've already played each other once in this same tournament. I showed highlights of it like 2 episodes ago, and now here we are back for the final. And this is fourth quarter, 12 seconds left. Serbia has the ball.
Surely Jokic has to get a touch. Well, they're going to drive in, and they're going to score with Guterich. 4.7 seconds left. Francisco has it to get it to Horde, and he lays it up and in. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Right at the death. I thought he held on to it, maybe just too long, but it looks like he's done it.
That was like a game winner, too. Super anticlimactic, by the way. Like what? Like where was the defense? Look at this. 2.4 seconds left. This guy has a clear open sesame.
To get it to Horde, and he lays it up and in. Can you believe it?
It's like a preseason game. Maybe that's why they're not advertising it. I don't know. Buzzer beater to win the whole dang thing, I guess. France versus Serbia. Look who inbounded the ball. That's Wemby, dude. Wemby down here, inbounding the ball. 4.7 seconds left after they just scored. Serbia just scored. Here's Jokic at the 3-point line.
4.7 seconds left.
Look, it's calling for it.
Francisco has it to get it to Horde. And he lays it up and in. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Right at the death.
Right at the death. Can you believe it? Right at the death.
I thought he held on to it, maybe just too long, but it looks like he's done it.
He's done it. He's done it. It being the key word in that sentence. What has he done? What is it? I don't know. A tournament between these two teams where Wemby and Jokic played each other and nobody knew it. So weird. So congratulations to France on winning something. It's been a long time. All right. Back to the banners here. So it brings me no pleasure in having to do this, but it's going to be all over the place today. And so we might as well just get into it. So here is the deal. So obviously the WNBA is just constantly marred in gossip and drama, and it's always off the court, sometimes on the court when people are throwing dildos on it, but that is not the case for this specific highlight, which is has been the subject of much debate and polarizing politicalization. This has been a hot button issue on the side of politics for both the right and the left. And that is the subject of what is a woman and how can they play or be defined to play in a WNBA game or with a WNBA team. So it doesn't matter, I think, which side of the aisle you're on here. I think what this clip shows and where we are in this cycle is the absolute bottom. We've essentially hit rock bottom on this issue, and this guy Inez Kanter has just been given way too much leash here, way too much airtime, way too much coverage. And here is, I think, the turning point in this issue. This will essentially be the crescendo. I think the fallout from this, after this, will just be Inez Kanter. We won't be seeing him much longer. Here we go. So you have Natasha Cloud, who super outspoken, definitely is somebody who is not one to mess with. She will call it how she sees it, I'll say. And so you had her and Inez Kanter getting into it. Inez Kanter is sitting baseline here. He got tickets to this game. I guess he was, paid just like everybody else. And he was there to create a scene, and he accomplished his mission.
Basketball game. Chicago staying in it. Natasha Cloud. And right before the break, this was the scene inside Wintrust Arena. After Natasha Cloud got that bucket, she wanted her voice heard. We have talked about the conversations surrounding the W. That is Inez Kanter in the building today. And he has voiced how he's felt about the situation. Natasha Cloud voicing her opinion as well.
Pretty good coverage there. It was pretty even-keeled, balanced color commentary from, I think that was, I'm not sure who that was. Maybe Cheryl Miller. But, yeah, so obviously, he's there wearing a shirt that says something about, him being a woman or something. He's trying to play in the WNBA. He's labeled himself as a woman. He's trying to exploit the fact that, the WNBA themselves cannot come to terms with the fact that they should not allow transgender people to play in a league with 100% biological women. And so, yes, is this like super like polarizing? Is this like a hot button issue? Yes. Is it for reasons that the WNBA could like squash immediately? Also, yes. So I think Natasha Cloud, obviously not somebody that is going to see Inez Kanter on the baseline and not say something. And I think this was ultimately where this was going. Always. This was always going to lead to something like this. So I'm kind of happy that it happened finally. And I think the WNBA will have to ban Inez Kanter. I think Inez Kanter needs to go away. I don't even know why Inez Kanter is even getting this much coverage. This guy is just a clown show. He's just not a serious person. He's not somebody who I think has any respect from anybody. Honestly, I think he is as much a pawn in this politicized, just like absolute cluster, just mosh pit. It's just what this has become is exactly what the two parties on either side of the discourse have wanted it to be. And the reason it's been able to get this way is because the commissioner of the WNBA has no spine, cannot for the life of her come in and take control of the league that she runs. And so this is where this nets out. When nobody wants to be the adult and put their foot down and draw a line in the sand and say, hey, we don't stand for this kind of stuff, then this is what happens. And so I'm hopeful that this was the essential pot boiling over. I don't think you have an incident like this happen, Inez Kanter get kicked out, and then nothing, silence from the WNBA. If the WNBA doesn't come out and do something about this after this, and Kathy, we don't hear from Kathy Engelbert, like an actual statement from the league saying like, here is where we stand on this issue, black and white, no more of this, then I think you need to just get her out. Like, she needs to be held accountable as much as Inez Kanter does. The only reason that he's able to even come in and say courtside and do all this stuff is because nobody's checked this dude. Nobody's come out and said, like, you cannot do this. So, of course, he feels empowered. Of course, he's going to just keep pushing the limit and try to make noise and get himself on a camera, get himself on TV. The WNBA is giving this so much life and so much cover that and not saying anything because for whatever reason, I just don't think they even know how to draw a line in the sand. And again, I think it starts at the top. I think it starts with Kathy Engelbert. I think Kathy Engelbert is the reason why we are here and we're seeing this unfold. And it's like every other day you have a new issue. This person, Kathy Engelbert, talking about her specifically, is just not qualified to be the commissioner of the WNBA. It's you got to get her out. You got to get somebody else. You got to get somebody who has a spine, who can put their foot down, who can say, this has gotten out of hand. Here's our stance on the matter. That's it. We'll take your questions, press, media, whoever, but this is the line in the sand. This is the decision that we've made. Happy to explain ourselves going forward. Now you know. There's no confusion. And until that happens, and if that doesn't happen, then I think you have reasonable, probable cause to get her out of there. Find somebody who will if she doesn't want to do it. Because you wouldn't know it, but the WNBA is like having a great season, having a great year. There's so many other storylines that are actually about the sport that have been always taking a back seat to this stuff because you just allow it. You just don't stand up to it. You don't take a stance on it. And so, yeah, I think we'll probably see something come, hopefully, from the commissioner's office today. And as Kanter hopefully gets banned from all WNBA facilities, venues, games. Don't want to see an as Kanter anymore. Would love to move on from this WNBA. You can do it, Kathy. I know you can. And if you can't, WNBA should find somebody who can. All right. From the WNBA to Deshaun Watson, DeShaun's demise. So this time of year is always interesting because we get to see podium post games for the preseason, which, you know, really it's your postseason press games, your post game pressers, your post game pressers for preseason games. There it is. Your post game presser for preseason game is usually hijacked by the starters, even though it's, you know, really the backups that are getting most of the playing time. The press is really there to hear from the starters. And so here is Deshaun Watson handling a question from a reporter about the boos that he's been receiving and his thoughts on said boos.
I mean, I didn't have no reaction. I think the biggest thing is, I think you guys know too, and I think the whole world knows, it has nothing to do about the performance. It's a little bit personal than that. So I think that's it's a disrespectful thing. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna keep whatever I feel with me and my family internally on how I feel about that. And yeah, just move on.
But don't you think, Deshaun, that winning and playing better would eliminate some of that booing?
Last time I played on this field, I tore my Achilles. And that same fan base, they cheered when I got hurt. So does that have to do with, what does that have to do with anything about performance? When a person get hurt, especially...
That has everything to do with performance. They're cheering because you got hurt, because they don't have to watch you perform, because your performance is terrible. Deshaun. That's why they're cheering. They're cheering because you're so bad when you're healthy and your performance is so underwhelming that they would rather have somebody else perform at your position than you. That's why they're booing. That's why they're cheering. And that's why they're booing again, because you're back and you're playing. And they don't like that. They don't want you anymore because you're bad. Your performance is terrible. And you have one of the most bloated and probably will go down as like the worst contract ever in sports. Has to be. Because I'm pretty sure all of it was guaranteed. I think that Haslam's like right after they guaranteed this contract is when the whole masseuse thing broke out. And then he tears his ACL. I mean, he's just not a good dude. He's just a bad guy. He's bad at his job. And so he gets booed. And I think he's trying to get a new contract. Brown should just cut this dude. Like, why is this guy still on the team? Why? Are you trying to save face? Are you trying to save some money?
For your own city. And they cheer.
Does any of that make you regret coming here?
No, I don't regret anything in my life. You know, I think the Lord put me through situations for a reason. So I don't regret anything. at all. But, you know, I had different thoughts on how it was going to be, but, you know, it is what it is. You know, sometimes, you know, the tables turn, and I'm patient enough because I'm a child of God to, you know, wait for that time to change. So,
Sure. So let's hear on the other side now his own coach. Notice. 1 second. Notice this is going to be the same exact press conference. So after DeShaun's comments, his coach gets up and takes a stand.
Hey, how's it feel to get booed? I mean, it's a pretty easy question. It sucks. I don't want to get booed. It comes with the territory. You don't want to get booed? Let's play good football. Let's play good at quarterback. Let's play good on offense. Let's play good as a team. And then you don't have to worry about all that because it can turn just like that. Win, play good football, and everybody will be fine. That's just part of it. I mean, so I told him, you good? We're good. Part of what we do.
He seems to know. Coach seems to know the deal. If you don't want them to boo, just play better football. If you don't want them to boo, just you know, put together some wins. Winning cures everything. I bet Todd Monken's like, I bet you there's some folks in that locker room that just want him gone. And I imagine that this guy right here, Todd Monken, is one of them. I don't know why he's still in a Browns uniform. And I think if he got cut, I don't think anybody would pick him up. So I think we're seeing the end of DeShaun. I think it's fair to say that this is DeShaun's demise. All right, let's see what else I had for you here on the old timeline. Oh, yeah, so from the same game, we had a crazy brawl. I'm talking White Sox Mets. Wait for the flying dropkick from the upper deck here, from the top rope. Oh, this guy right here. Here he comes. Boom.
Oh. Where's the security? Oh, there's the security.
On the top rope. Jeez. If you remember, like last week, there was a fight at Wrigley in the bleachers that was like pretty bad. But this is going for, it seems like the city of Chicago is trying to see who's going to get fight of the summer. And I think the lead goes back to the White Sox after that. The flying drop kick. Look at this thing.
Where's the security? Oh, there's the security.
Here he comes, right here.
Oh. Where's the security? Oh, there's the security.
Where's the security? Oh, there's a security. All right, we also had Haaland. This is a hilarious video. Haaland gets a haircut, and then he FaceTimes. I think the first person he FaceTimes is Zlatan, and then his old manager Pep.
I think I will cry. Oh my god.
You know what we thank you.
Oh my god.
Look at that. It feels so weird. There's not tingling in my face. Don't worry, we're going shorter. I look like Kevin from Home Alone with this haircut. wait for the fans to sing. Who the f***ing hell is that? I want Man City fans to sing that tomorrow. Baby assassin. Just call me that from now on. Why see now when I was 12 years old? Seriously. Imagine us going ahead of tomorrow. I just celebrate like that.
Oh my god. Oh my god! Oh my god, darling. It looks nice. You look.
Get on the.
Here's the thing.
Okay, you look really tough.
Right. Get on the camera.
Oh, what are you doing? What the f did you do? Oh my god, what the f is this? You lost a bet or what? Oh my god, block me and erase my number, my friend. My wife says you're crazy. I will be honest with you, I'm always honest. You're gonna be faster now or what?
I hope so.
No. You're lucky you have her. I would love to have you.
Pep, are you watching football?
Yeah, I was here reading a little bit and watching Brentford, yeah, Tottenham.
So you like it?
Yeah, it's okay. If you, listen, if you don't like it, he'll grow up.
Exactly.
So don't worry.
Look at that. What a sweetheart, Pep. Still watching the game. Even though he's no longer the manager. Shout out to Enzo, by the way. Got his first win. Man City. New manager there. They won. Not death. Extra time. Great game. All right. This is a 69-yard field goal from Harrison Butker. Preseason, but still impressive.
Buckner. Didn't snap hold. And he drilled it. He might have got this, I think. He absolutely got this. 69 yards. Are you kidding me, Coach?
He'll kick your Butker, won't he? This guy's something else. Every time I come to town, Harrison Butker lights it up. I should be his agent.
Wow, Mahomes looks spry there.
69 yards. Are you kidding me? Harrison Butker lights it up. Every time I come to town, Coach, he'll
Look who's the first to greet him.
kick your Butker, won't he? This guy's something else. Every time I come to town, Harrison Butker lights it up. I should be his agent.
He looks pretty good there. Jumping around. If you're a Kansas City fan, are you nervous to see that? Where he's celebrating in the preseason? Are you happy? I feel like you got to be. That's promising. Wonder what week he's set to come back. See the Justin Fields show for a little bit in Kansas City, but if he's jumping around after a preseason field goal kick, that's pretty sweet. All right, so we had the catch, we had that, we had the fight. Oh, we have this. Look at this. I mean, come on. How insane is that? Literally the logo of Brighton. That is like dead on. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous photo. So cool. The Prem is back, man. All right, and then we had the... Meanwhile, I should segue this. So meanwhile, in China, they're having the Robot Olympics right now. Apparently, this guy right here in this race beat Usain Bolt's 100-meter dash time. I find this so funny because of how they can't stop seemingly once they start, and they just have to run into a wall. Oh, he's out. Oh, all right. Well, onto the stretcher. Nope. I thought I had the Cowboys guy. Let's see here. Could just be in this folder. No, let me see. There it is. So this is the offensive lineman for the Dallas Cowboys. His name is, his name is like, I don't want to butcher it, but it's like Setia. He's a Navajo Indian. He's the first to play an NFL preseason game. They gave him the post-game locker room speech. They gave him the floor. And this is the speech.
This game, this star, this team will make us brothers.
Hey, man, hey, be quick. One, things to clean up for sure always is, right? Okay? But the play style's right.
That was way too quick. Hold on. There he is. There he is. She's a Pete. There it is. Here's the full one. Incredible off-the-cuff speech right here.
Well, that was an incredible win. I am very fortunate to be amongst you and to play in the same field where the same star hold it on our chest. And I'm proud of us. I'm proud of how far we've come. Man. This game, fate, brought us here as strangers, but this game, this star, this team will make us brothers.
That's a bar. This star, this team, this game will make us brothers. Hell yeah. I don't know if he'll make the team, but he certainly has a public speaking future ahead of him if he so chooses. With words like that off the cuff, that is so hard to do. It's incredible. It's like prophetic the way that he was saying that. Very nice. Very cool. All right, that's all I had for us this morning. And a reminder for you that today is a beautiful, wonderful day to rate some games. It's Monday. It's the start of a week here. Reminder that RateGame is free. It's fun. It's for fans of all ages. Find it on any app store. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel. Just past 50 subscribers. Huge, huge. On our way to 100. So if you enjoy this, if you give RateGame a try, please let me know. My name is Nick George. I will be with you on Wednesday, same time. Dog Days of Summer coming to an end. So is the show for today. All right, let's get it, folks. See you next time.